What's up, snobs? Shane here to give you my thoughts on the new Netflix original movie, The Army of the Dead. It takes place in a world where a zombie outbreak has taken place in Las Vegas, and it's been quarantined, and the government's going to nuke the city, and a team has to go in and steal all the money left in the vaults under the casinos and get out of the quarantine zone before the nuke goes off. I was fortunate enough to get to see this movie at a Cinemark theater ahead of time before it released on Netflix, and I actually saw it in Las Vegas. And let me tell you, if a zombie outbreak had happened while I was there, it would have been like the third scariest thing I saw. So let's jump right in with what I thought did not work about this movie. To me, I think the biggest thing about this film is something that I've noticed in a lot of the Netflix originals, and that's the runtime. If you sat through The Irishman or Roma or other movies like that, there is a lot of movie. This movie is 2.5 hours long, and I think a lot of that is because it's a Netflix original. I think if this was coming out through Warner Brothers or Universal or whatever other studio, they would have gone to Zack Snyder and said, hey, you got to cut a half hour. We got to get this under 2 hours. And really, there's no reason a movie like this should be 2.5 hours long. It just kind of feels really self-indulgent at points. It feels like the pacing gets messed up and it kind of drags. But, that is something, like I said, that I've seen as a trend in these Netflix movies. And what's even more confusing and frustrating is that with this runtime, there's still so much that is left unexplained. They've already announced that they're making a prequel movie and an animated series based on this film. And so, I'm sure that we're going to get this world fleshed out more. But there are things that are really, really confusing in this film. There's, one thing in particular, I won't spoil it, but a character dies. And there's a reveal about this character right after their death that makes you go, whoa, this is going to be huge. This is going to impact the rest of the story. And then it's just never mentioned again. And there's a lot of stuff like that where I'm assuming that that's going to get paid off in other movies or the TV show, but I don't want to have to wait for that. I sat through 2.5 hours. Tell me a complete story. And so that was kind of frustrating, and that didn't work. Additionally, the cinematography, Zack Snyder shot this movie, and anytime Zack Snyder is behind the camera, he has an incredible eye for visual storytelling, but he gets a little creative in this one, and it doesn't work for everybody. He messes a lot with the depth of focus, and so characters come in and out of focus, and it almost at times can feel like the camera is like swinging because things are coming in and out of focus so much, or just the characters in focus and everything else is blurry. It didn't totally bother me, and he dropped it in the action-packed important moments, but some of the people I saw it with were getting pretty frustrated and annoyed with that, and so you may or may not care about that part of it. Additionally, some of the writing, it is what it is. It's Zack Snyder. Some of the jokes are funny. Some of the characters are endearing. Some of the stuff just comes off as, kind of corny or annoying or doesn't quite work. And so, it is what it is. If you've seen other Zack Snyder films, you know the level of writing to expect. Those are the things that didn't really work for me. Let's talk about what I did like about this movie. The star of this movie to me is the premise. Just that idea of a heist set in a zombie apocalypse in Las Vegas is so much fun to me inherently. And I put this movie in the same category as, recent films I've seen like Godzilla vs. Kong or Mortal Kombat, where if you think you're going to like this movie, if me just saying the words heist, zombie apocalypse, Las Vegas, if that gets you excited and you go, yeah, that sounds like a fun, good time, you're going to love this movie. If I say that and you go, is there more to it? Is there anything? No, there's not. So, real quick, from the trailer alone, you should be able to tell this movie is for you or this movie is not for you. And this movie was for me. I loved it. Like I said, I got to see it in Vegas, and that only added to it. It was really fun to see this movie in that setting. I think the movie does an incredible job of recapturing the Vegas look and feel. I was there, and I had just seen the skyline, and everything lined up perfectly. I love the moments where they use actual Vegas landmarks and actual, names of entertainers and things like that. When they set it in the real world. I thought they did an excellent job with all of that. If anything, I wanted more of that. The moments where it kind of leaned into that stupid, fun, hey, do you want to see all these notable casinos get nuked type of stuff. I thought all of that was great. The first 15 minutes alone of this movie are probably the best that I've seen. Probably the best sequence in a movie that I've seen all year. That opening song is so much fun, and it really sets the stage for what is a fun, silly movie. I thought Dave Bautista was good in the lead role. He's continuing to expand his range and the different kind of roles that he's taking on. I thought he was good in this. I hadn't really seen him try to carry a movie before, but I thought he did well. I thought some of the side characters were kind of hit or miss, but when they hit, it worked. I think that the action was incredible in this film. Like I said, it's Zack Snyder, and he always delivers on the action. There were sequences where me and the people that I saw it with, we gasped out loud at the brutality of what was happening on screen. It's a zombie movie, and you're gonna see stuff. You're gonna see people get destroyed. You're gonna see these zombies get killed in over-the-top ways, and I thought all of that was really, really well done. Additionally, he does some interesting stuff with the world building. These aren't your typical, Walking Dead, slow-moving, mindless zombies. There is a depth to these creatures. There is a hierarchy. There's, personality. Some of them have character. You can recognize and distinguish them from the others. And that is really interesting. I wish we got that more fleshed out. I wish we got that more explored, and, I'm sure we will in the other stuff. But just that, unique spin I thought was really interesting. And so, like I said, that's what worked for me, is that it's dumb fun. There's nothing more to it. This movie isn't life-changing. This movie isn't something, that we're going to be talking about as among the best films of the year at the end of this year. But it was a fun way to spend a couple hours. In summary, this movie is what it is. It doesn't try to be more than that. It's not going to impress you beyond that. If you start thinking too hard on it, if you start questioning, wait, why did this happen? Or would this character really do that? Or doesn't this make more sense? The movie just falls apart. So don't do that. Sit down, turn off your brain, make some popcorn, watch Dave Bautista blow the heads off of some zombies that are dressed like Elvis. For that reason, I am giving Zack Snyder's The Army of the Dead 3 stars out of 5. Thank you so much for watching this review. We are now entering the summer blockbuster season, which is my favorite movie-going time of the year, and so there's going to be major releases every week, pretty much now until the end of August. So make sure you check back on this channel to see all of my reviews on the latest movies.